You're watching Cox Connections only on Cox 11. In 2007, a group of young men who had grown up together in Virginia Beach wanted to give something back to our community. Inspired by founding member Chris Thompson's brother Josh, who had just been diagnosed with Lou Gehrig's disease, these young men decided to pool their resources and talents to help area families affected with disabilities. This group is instrumental in providing much-needed funds and other types of aid for our local ALS community. Here to tell us about this nonprofit organization and an upcoming fundraiser is Ross Vierra from the Virginia Gentleman Foundation and Mark Tysinger from Tysinger Motor Company. Thank you guys for joining me on the show today.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
So Ross, let me start with you. You're on the foundation.
That's right.
How did the Virginia Gentleman Foundation come about?
Well, thanks for asking. It was a really neat day when you get about 15 of your friends together and you look at each other and say, what more can we do for a community that we love?
And you guys all grew up here in the area.
We're all from Virginia Beach. And so it was a neat, tight group. We didn't all know each other initially, but we got to know each other spending some time together. And we all had the same passion for Hampton Roads, Virginia Beach, and the whole community, and wanted to find a way to give back. And so we all formed up the Virginia Gentleman Foundation. And about a month after we started, we were looking for what we wanted to do. What was that cause that we could get behind? Who can we help? And as it worked out, sadly, one of our members, as you mentioned, Chris Thompson, his brother Josh, came down with Lou Gehrig's disease at the age of 32 years old, a tragic and fatal disease. And nobody on the board really knew much about ALS other than who Lou Gehrig was as a baseball player, but it didn't go more in depth from at that point. So we called the local ALS Foundation to come down and tell us a little more about what Josh and the Thompson family was going to go through, and other families who are affected in the area are going to go through. And when we heard about it, it really reached all of our hearts.
Wow, it's just amazing how you were there at the right time. So
It
tell us a little bit about what the foundation does.
Yeah. Well, since that day, we started with a simple fundraiser at a friend's house. We were hoping to raise about $1,000 and being able to donate a few bucks to the ALS Foundation through our group. And we had a bunch of friends come over for just a great little event. And we raised $2,000. That was our first event. We thought we were big-time fundraisers at that point.
So was this the JT Walk?
No, this is just the first initial event. We tried to throw some things together and make something happen. The first event we did was a Super Bowl party. And at that event, we called our friends and said, come on over, enjoy the game. We'll bring food, and we're going to try to raise some money to help build a mobile transport for ALS families. And we were trying to raise $10,000 at that point. Through that event and that first event, we raised over $14,000.
Wow.
And had about 500 people come out and enjoy. We were thrilled to see the community just get behind the cause so quickly. From there, it inspired the JT Walk movement.
And tell us a little bit about that and what has that done to impact the community and the whole ALS community.
Well, the JT Walk was in honor of Josh Thompson. We wanted to show him and others that were affected with ALS that people were behind them. This community is really resolved into making a difference as a whole, whether it's the business community or individual moms and dads and grandparents. This community gives back in such a big way. We're a military town as well. And we reached out and we told the ALS Foundation we were going to have about 1,000 walkers out there and try to raise $100,000 for the foundation to help them out. And that day when we showed up, there were 6,000 people on that boardwalk, and we raised over $1 million.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Largest single walk in ALS Foundation
And it
history.
hasn't stopped there. You've gone on now and you've built, tell us a little bit about JT Gromit's Island Beach Park. This is first in the nation.
First in the nation. The year after that, we looked at what else could we do to reach out to the community. There's a lot of folks out there that have different disabilities. We have a disabled veteran population. We have a senior population. We have just adults and children with special needs and disabilities. And the one thing that was not available was access to the beach. And so in 2009, 2010, we worked together with the City of Virginia Beach in a public-private partnership with our foundation to go ahead and build JT's Grommet Island, which is the first ever beach park and playground in the nation right here in Virginia Beach and Hampton Roads, which is amazing.
I mean, you don't think about that, but if you are in that condition,
that's right,
you can't get to the water, you can't get to the sand. And what you've done, you've changed the lives of people.
It's been amazing. One of the things we didn't expect are all the stories that have come since the park opened.
We only have a couple of minutes left. Mark, I want to get to you,
Sure.
but before,
Definitely.
Tell me a little bit about JT's Camp Grom.
Well, this is our biggest initiative we've ever taken on. And JT's Camp Grom is a 70-acre camp that we're looking to build in the city of Virginia Beach. We have already acquired the land, courtesy of the city of Virginia Beach, 70 acres, right off Prosperity Road near General Booth. And this camp will be the first of its kind adventure-based camp for wounded veterans, families of the fallen, and children and adults with special needs and disabilities. It is going to be absolutely amazing.
Yeah, Mark, you're a business guy. You're selling great cars, doing great things in this community. You're supporting these guys. You're fundraising from them. Why is this important?
Well, I think this cause and others like it. My family's been in this community in southeastern Virginia since the early 1900s. Our business has been here since 1926. And we've got a vested interest in the future of our entire area. I expect my children will be here and hopefully my grandchildren, and more that we can do to make this a better place for everyone. We've got a vested interest. And then the other part of that equation is we've been very fortunate. Life has been good to us. And there's a need to feel like we're going to give back to our community. So I learned about the Virginia Gentlemen in Camp Grom. Frankly, I think they're extremely well known in Virginia Beach, but on the peninsula, a little bit under the radar. And it was, we have an association with Bonfire Magazine. This is a great publication that's just started, and there's some quality people involved in it. And they made us aware. We've got a partnership with them, and they made us aware of what these guys were doing in Virginia Beach and what they were doing for people with disability and for wounded warriors.
And so tell us a little bit about the fundraiser. We only have about a minute left.
Well, let's tell them about it.
Yeah.
It's going to be May 8th. It is a great event. We're going to have live entertainment, the culinary expertise of 7 super local restaurants. Cointreau is sponsoring with drinks. There'll be some unique cocktails from Cointreau. Back Bay Brewery is going to be there with some unique beers.
And we can show, if people watching, we
right.
only have about 30 seconds left, people watching who want to get involved either with supporting this effort or the fundraiser, they can contact the website.
Come to the website. They'll have a wonderful time, $150 a couple. Somebody that night wins either $15,000 in cash or a 3-year lease on a brand new Audi A3.
And that's a great car, by the way.
I understand you have 2 Audis, so that's great.
Well, listen, I want to thank both of you. Mark, clearly you're busy, but you're doing something important. And
awesome.
and what you're doing at the Virginia Gym, please give them our thanks for making this a great community. When we return, we'd all like to have our children and grandchildren enjoy an environment that is beautiful and vibrant. Find out how our local Lynn Haven River Nail project is working hard to make that a reality.